You're listening to the Arden University podcast with Alicia
and Kate, your hosts.
Join us as we talk with students, academics and other guests
about topical issues and subject matters connected to your studies. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Arden University podcast. We are very happy to have you back with us for this special graduation episode. That is the focus for us this month. So July, we hosted here at Arden our biggest graduation event to date. It was held in Westminster in London, a gorgeous venue right next to Westminster Abbey, across the road from the Houses of Parliament. We had students from 2 years coming through to graduation. We really wanted to make it so special. Number one, because our students are incredibly special to us. But number two, we've come through the pandemic. You know, we haven't been able to have the celebrations that we wanted to have, so we thought we'd really kick things off with a party. We had students and families cheering and applauding through the ceremonies. You know, it's Arden after all. We like to be excited. We like to make some noise. We very much made that a point and a theme of our graduation. It is a celebration. We didn't want you kind of sitting there all stuffy. We wanted people enjoying themselves and cheering for everyone for the great success that they've had. We had a brand new mace. We've never had one before. It was very exciting. It was actually designed by one of our students, built by the expert silversmiths at Thomas Fattorini in Birmingham, which, as everyone knows, is really close to one of our study centres. We had the full ceremony, academic processions, awards were handed out. There was a reception after the formalities were over. It really was just a wonderful day. You can go and see these highlights on YouTube and our other social medias, but we thought what a perfect way to kind of round off the celebrations by having a special podcast dedicated to graduation. Before I introduce our guest, those of you who are regular listeners and have very good attention will notice that Alicia is not here with us this month. I would like to assure all of her numerous fans, of which I'm sure she has millions, she is absolutely fine. She's just a very, very busy lady and very much in demand at the moment, but she will be with us for the next episode. She will be back, so I'm afraid you are stuck with just me. But to make up for it, we do have with us today the wonderful Cemene. She has very recently graduated. She was there at these wonderful events. And we're going to have a little chat today about her experience here at Arden, what graduation was like for her. So, without further ado, Cemene, do you want to introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are?
So, my name is Cemene. I was one of Arden's first face-to-face students, blended learning students at Ealing when they first opened Ealing campus. I was also student representative. I was on every single body there was in Arden, so I got around. And we were meant to graduate in 2020, if I believe, but the pandemic hit and here we are, graduated not so long ago.
So, I mean, first of all, congratulations on graduating.
Thank you.
It's such an achievement. And you know, I hope everyone that's graduated, and, you know, obviously, Cemene, especially you, that you're all very proud of yourselves because you've done an amazing thing. And congratulations on that. So before we kind of get into what graduation was like for you, what kind of drew you to, what were you studying at Arden? What drew you to us? What was your experience like with us?
Initially, I wanted to try and do nursing because I was working in the local community as a healthcare support worker, going to clients' houses, and I was also the team lead there. So I was trying to get into working in King's College Hospital. So I wanted to do nursing, but when I tried to look for courses with nursing, they were saying I needed more qualifications and stuff like that. And then I just happened to come across Arden. I put in just an inquiry because I saw that they was doing BA as in management, healthcare management. So I thought, why not? Let's try that instead of nursing. And then I got a phone call back and started chatting to some of the student support there, and I was a bit apprehensive in the beginning about being able to go uni and coping with uni and also working whilst at uni because I've got dyslexia. So working and studying, I thought would be really hard. But I had a really good support team from the very beginning and signed up, and yeah, started in 2016. And it was really good because I didn't think I would be able to do distance learning because I thought I needed a little bit more support. And so because they was doing, blended, it worked out really good for me because I could go to work, do some of my work at home, and then spend 3 days going face-to-face university and getting the help I needed whilst I was there. So it worked out good for me.
Brilliant. So yeah, it sounds like you really got the best out of what kind of Arden offered in terms of flexibility for you, which that's always really nice for us to hear because, we don't always get to kind of catch up with you guys afterwards, sometimes particularly people in kind of my role in the university. You mentioned kind of getting extra support and support with your dyslexia and things like that. Did you find that was useful? Were they really there for you? Was it an experience that you thought was really good, or have you got other things?
Yeah, so for me, they introduced me into the disability learning support from the government. And before I went to university, I ended up having to see a psychiatrist to do see where you are with your dyslexia, because the last time I had anything to do with my dyslexia or learning would be when I was in secondary school.
Yeah,
we just needed to be reassessed, so they helped me with that. They also made sure that I was getting support outside as well. When I did my student finance, there's a part of student finance that is disability support. So they gave me a whole laptop based on what was on my file. They after my assessment, I got laptop, I got lots of equipment to help me with my work. Now and again, I'll get a little check-in from student support to make sure I'm using it. and when I used to get stressed, student support was my favourite people.
That's lovely to hear that, that you got that support network there. I have a note here in the notes that I get from my lovely producer saying to ask about your final day party, which I hear was...
Oh my God.
You had a lovely final day.
Yeah. So, in fact, that day, I think 2 days later, we actually had an assignment due, one of our final assignments. And we just was like, forget this assignment. We've done it for 3 years. Let's just party. So we cooked food, bought champagne, bought presents for like some of the people that helped us out and student support. And we just partied. We literally partied. I think we deserved it.
Absolutely. I mean, number one, you definitely deserved it. Number two, full disclaimer, as a member of staff, I do have to say, please don't forget your assignments. Just the official line.
Well, it was only for that afternoon because we were all stressed the next day. Don't worry. It was only for that afternoon. We just thought, rather than sitting at university, because we came in to get like a final catch up with some of the tutors and stuff. And then we just thought the day before, we were like, nah, we're going to party. We spent 3 years. Let's just, one afternoon is not going to hurt us, because normally we would stay behind after university. Lectures had finished anyway and just sit down for a good 4 or 5 hours until the building closes on us to do our assignments anyway. So we thought party. And it was nice to say thank you to everyone that supported us and actually put up with us, because they literally did.
Oh, no, I think that's brilliant. I do think it's testament to kind of the relationships that you build on a course like this, isn't it? That you really do bond together, and all from, very different backgrounds and very different experiences, but, you're all kind of bonded, aren't you, through this shared experience of your degree.
Didn't start off like that, though. Not gonna lie, didn't start off like that. But in the end, we learned, we're basically family now. We keep in touch with each other. It's really annoying, but we keep in touch with each other. I've got extended family. Like, my family's not big enough as it is.
I love that. And I think that's a very accurate picture that you just said, Cemene, is that maybe it's not all kind of easy at the beginning, and that's okay. I think a lot of people struggle when it's maybe not instantly easy at the start and then not instantly comfortable, and they think, oh, am I doing something wrong? Is it something that I haven't done? And I think your testament and your experience and a lot of our experiences are a testament to, you know, you might not be perfect at the beginning, but it does get easier and you do change and other people change and it can end up being a wonderful thing.
I don't think it gets easier. I think it's just you start building confidence in yourself that you're able to do it despite what you thought in the very beginning. Like there's a light beyond that tunnel. You actually realise. I kind of realised throughout the whole of that I kind of, as one of my tutors told me not to do in class, try using my dyslexia as a crutch and as a cushion. So I got told off for that a lot. I'm like, but I'm dyslexic. And they're like, but we wouldn't be able to tell unless you told us that, because in your work it doesn't come across as that. So the confidence, it builds confidence inside and outside. And when it comes to your work area as well, because a lot of us got promotions during and after our course because of that confidence building, because you sat there, you've done your work, probably stressed all the way through, didn't think you were going to complete it, then you see your mark, then you know you're graduating. After that, it's like no one can tell you outside the workplace that you ain't getting that job. So it kind of rubbed off on all of us.
So you've brought up graduating. Let's talk a little bit about kind of the day, because I wasn't able to be there, which I was gutted that I couldn't come down. So what was the venue like? Because I've seen the pictures and the venue looked incredible. Like, what was it like in the building? What was the vibe like? Like, how did it feel when you got there?
Amazing. Look, I think for us, who was one of the beginning start of the blended learning in Arden, I think we deserved it. This building, we well deserved it. It was grand. It was amazing. And it made up for like the time we missed out during the pandemic. It was made the pandemic well worth it to not graduate then.
When I saw the pictures, just seeing everyone in their robes in this grand building, it was just really, for me, the pride that we feel for all of you, even if we haven't been involved in your teaching or we haven't come across you as staff members at Arden. It was just seeing, we were all waiting for pictures to be sent in and keeping an eye on that, watching the socials, waiting for stuff to come in. So we were all, I know that the atmosphere among the staff who couldn't be there was also really celebratory and really kind of, we were just full of pride for all of you.
You could feel the atmosphere. You could feel it. Like, it was just so, it was like, oh my God, I actually made it to my graduation. You could see it on some of the people that I've been around, like their faces, they're like, oh my God. And even the fact that there's those that, not being rude, we thought wouldn't graduate. When you actually saw them on stage, you felt proud that they got there, because we all know we all struggled, but there's people that struggled harder than you as well. Yeah. And so, like, and one part of the graduation that I think was amazing was, I think there was during the second year of our university, we got told that there was a lady, I think she was 70, or I can't remember her age, one of the oldest of all of us students. And once we saw her walk across the stage, and we just erupted. It was like, oh, because we know we struggled. We were like, how did you do that? How did you do it? So that was just...
I would have immediately cried.
No.
Immediately would have just been in tears, just gone.
As soon as she walked on the stage, and we just was screaming and hollering till she got off the stage. It was just like, wow. And then you take away brilliant. That age is just a number. You can do anything, any age. And that was just amazing. And that part, I know I graduated, but that's the part of the day I took away from that. It's just a reminder that age is just a number, and I can do anything I put my mind to. And that was amazing to me.
I would have been a mess. I would have just been in tears. There'd have been mascara everywhere. I just
couldn't afford
that. I'm a crier.
We couldn't afford that. We needed to look good. We were sweating as it is. So
yeah,
we needed to look good.
For those who don't know, for those listening to the podcast who don't know, our graduations took place in the week of the kind of UK heat waves, where we were hitting kind of 40 degrees, and we were worried that people wouldn't get there, and it was, so there was an added layer of stress, and we'll call it adventure for you guys getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, did you take kind of your family with you, or were you with friends? Kind of who was with you on the day?
So I had my family, like my husband, his mom, who's my mom, I call her mom, and his grandma, like I actually had all the people I needed there. And my friends, obviously, beside me, graduating with me. Yeah, it was perfect. You can dream of a graduation until you get there and you realize just how perfect your graduation actually is.
I think that's very much kind of my graduation. I remember that you spend so long building up to that day, and you think you know what it's going to feel like because you've seen people you know other people have graduated, or you've seen it on TV, or you've seen the people in the years before you. But until you're kind of walking across that stage yourself in probably the hottest outfit that you're ever going to wear, because those robes, man, they are,
Those robes
they're
are heavy and hot.
Yeah.
And you have to keep a composure and try not to make your makeup drip and everything. And you just like...
Yeah, absolutely. But for me, I think it wasn't even necessarily the point, kind of, even the leading up to it in the ceremony. It was that point when my feet kind of hit that top step and I was about to walk across the stage. And there was just that moment of, okay, I'm here. This is weird. And I don't think until my feet hit that top step, I had actually completely bought into the fact that it was going to happen.
Yeah. So my husband complained because I'm like a showy kind of a person. But I have a feeling that I zoned out. Like, I even forgot about even looking up and waving to anyone for them to be recording. I forgot that I needed, when I shook hands, that I needed to look at the camera and pose. I think I just literally shook hands and just kind of walked off because it was just like, oh my gosh, that kind of a moment.
Yeah,
I kind of...
I'm exactly the same. Exactly the same. My parents have a picture of me shaking hands with the Vice Chancellor at my university. And you can just see like the blind panic in my eyes of don't fall over, don't lose your hat, don't trip over the robes, because there's so many things, aren't there, going on? And I think people sometimes forget that as well, that for us, it as the graduate, it's a very emotional space that you're in. And
it's more emotional than you think it is going to be.
Yeah.
You think, oh, I'm just going to pick it up, it's going to be good. But once, and you're laughing and joking with everyone, but at that moment, it's about you. And you can freak without actually knowing, because your brain is like, my dress was long as well. So, and I was like, don't fall, just smile, just keep smiling, just shake hands, get off the stage before you fall. You don't want an embarrassing moment. And you kind of just go into yourself.
Yeah, I think at the same time that you're doing that is that you're having that freak out.
Yeah.
But then the other half of your brain is going, this is the best thing I've ever done. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And it's kind of those two parts of your brain with graduation and that kind of feeling of trying to kind of keep it all under control. And one of the things that I loved from the footage that I saw that was kind of quite different to my graduation, that everyone clapped when you walked across the stage. Everyone was like, yay, congratulations. They weren't necessarily encouraged to have that celebratory feel, which I think at Arden, we really did that. We really wanted people to kind of hype everyone up and really celebrate. Was that the feeling that you got on the day?
Yeah, because even though a lot of us, so you've got some people that know some people, you have my class that graduated, but the people that we actually came up in the university with wasn't all there, because we had, separate, the foundation group wasn't there, the people that we shared the building with wasn't there, but we still supported each other, we were talking. I think at some point in the video, I've been capturing, I sat next to a lady I've never met before, but her gown kept dropping off, and it was just our pride to just be helping each other. And I'm like, nope, you can't go on stage like that. We need to fix it. And you see, and then the lady that was the ceremony lady kept saying to me, you need to get in line. And I'm like, nope, I'm fixing her up because we're going on stage. Like, I proper had that, and I've never met her before, but we're just making sure we're all looking straight, and it was just amazing. Like, Arden knows how to bring people together, whether it's through struggles. At the end of it, the whole of the students in Arden, whether you've met each other before, just knowing that you've been to Arden and you know what Arden is about, it creates family. Arden is like a family for most people now. Everyone's talking about when we're going back to go and visit people and who's still there and who's left, and it's something you will never forget.
There's no better advert for Arden and the community than that. And I love that that's how people feel when they're here, because that's what we, as an institution, want you to feel. That's what all the staff here want you to feel. So to hear that's working is really vindicating for us. I've got one final question, which I think is potentially the most important question that I'm going to ask you on the podcast. How did you celebrate after you graduated?
I went Nando's. I was like, I'm going Nando's.
Yes.
I'm fed up with everyone. Let's go Nando's.
I went Frankie and Benny's.
Yeah. It was like, yeah, I've done all the big thing now. I want Nando's. But
Yes.
but one of my friends, she literally just had a C-section that Friday. She refused.
What?
She refused. That's my girl, Tappy. You know who you are. She refused to miss her graduation. Just had her C-section that Friday. Graduation was the Wednesday. She could barely walk on the stage, but my girl turned up. So I said to her, when her stitches heal, we're going to party hard. We're all going to get together and do our proper celebration once she's healed, because she deserves that.
On the front. See, this is why women should just run everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is an absolute queen right there.
The baby was there. I think there's lots of pictures of me, her, and the baby and everything. Like little teeny, just being born, 3 days,
Oh.
not fully 3 days old, Baba. Like she was like, I am not missing this for the world.
What an absolute legend. Fair play, because there is no way that I think I would have pulled that off. So I am in awe of that. That is...
So I have to give a shout out to her, because boy,
Absolutely.
out of all of us, she made it work to her advantage.
Bravo, that is incredible. That is... Honestly, some of us are not putting enough effort into things.
I'm
guys.
telling you, she made me feel like I wasn't putting in nothing for my graduation. The way she did that, I was like, when I actually saw her, I think that was my excitement. Like, oh my God, you actually did this.
That is just... Oh, that's so cute. I can't actually cope with how adorable that is. Oh, love it. Well, we've come to the end of our time here. So the first thing I have to say is thank you so much for coming and having a chat with me. It's been really good fun. The second thing is, again, congratulations, and I hope that this leads you on to whatever you want it to lead you on to.
Oh, I'm back at Arden anyway. I've just finished my masters, so with Arden. So
Look,
me, Tappy, and Castro, we came straight back where we knew we could do 3 masters. We came straight back.
Immaculate. That's it. We'll get you back in. We'll get you back in after your master's graduation. We'll do this again. We'll talk about
definitely.
We'll compare and contrast.
Yeah, next
year. You
can
can mark us and let us know if we did any good or not.
Definitely.
Like the hors d'oeuvres were better at this reception. We need to...
Most definitely.
Oh, brilliant. Well, before I let you go, is there anything that you would like to say? Anything that you have to plug? Anything that you want people to know before we sign off the podcast?
I would say give Arden a try. I wouldn't go nowhere else. I don't think I would, even if I had to do a PhD, which I will not be doing, despite everybody telling me to do it. I can't. My brain cannot take it. If Arden offered a PhD, I would consider it though, because it's Arden. I'm so used to the university. It's like a second home to me. I don't think I would go anywhere else. And that's what I've gotten from Arden. And I love all my tutors that supported me. That was like one of my biggest supporters. And thanks to everyone at Arden for, getting me here.
Well, you got yourself here. We were just supportive along the way. But I think that is a perfect place to round things off. So thank you very much for being with us. Thank you to anyone who has been listening. As always, if you do have any questions, get in touch with us, and you can follow us on all the regular social media channels. We're out there: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Find us. We'll happily have a chat with you, and we'll see you all on the next podcast. So thank you, Cemene. Thank you, listeners, and we'll speak.